Welcome to this prenatal yoga practice for lower back pain. So my name is Julie Schoen and I'm a yoga instructor and specifically a prenatal yoga instructor. I've had two little kids, a boy and a girl, in the past 4 years. And I just love helping women during pregnancy. So one of my biggest problems during pregnancy and what a lot of women have difficulties with is back pain. It's kind of inevitable just considering how much growth is happening and how bones are actually kind of shifting and moving in the pelvic area. But there are ways to definitely feel a lot more comfortable and alleviate a lot of that back discomfort. So this is a short little sequence that you can do on a daily basis, and you could do it from first trimester all the way through third trimester. As you get further along in pregnancy, you're probably more and more likely going to want some props. So the two that you would need is a block and a blanket, although you could use them at any time too, just for a little extra support. So we're going to start coming onto all fours and moving in and out through cat-cow pose. So you want to give your knees a little more space than usual, so a little wider than your hips, and then your hands a little wider than your shoulders, fingers spread nice wide. And you'll just begin to move the spine. When you come into cat pose, you're pushing the hands and the knees and the feet into the mat and curling the spine, bringing the chin in towards the chest and rounding up kind of like an angry cat would. And then as you come into cow pose, you start to bring the navel down towards the mat. You kind of stick the butt up, so lift the tailbones up, expand through the heart, and lift the chin up. So you can move in and out, coordinating with your breath. And then as you progress in pregnancy, you want it to be less of like a super intense rounding and more of just kind of rocking the pelvis back and forth. So this is really nice for relieving the back pain, just a simple pelvic tilt. And it's also really helpful for getting the baby in a good position for delivery as well. So you can kind of think of doing that or adding the upper back more too, just see what feels good. I always tell my prenatal yoga students that they're their best instructors. So you have this like intense intuition during pregnancy, kind of this natural intuition that comes with being pregnant. And so it's really, if you just listen, you'll start to feel what's best for you and baby. So from cat-cow, you can start to walk the hands over to the left a bit, and you're going to step the right foot forward. And then you're going to turn the left shin so that it becomes level with the short edges of your mat and bring yourself up. So you're in kind of this like wide stance here. And I want you, now if you are further along and are not able to touch the ground with your left hand down, then a block would come in handy. Otherwise, bring the left hand down to the floor and start to reach the right arm over. You can keep the right leg bent or you can start to extend it out. So getting into the side body is a nice way to just create some more space. And by doing that, you can begin to alleviate a lot of the pain in the back too. And you can kind of move the shoulder around just to encourage some growth. And just fluidity is always nice during pregnancy. You can look up or down, whatever is most comfortable for you. Good. And then kind of curl yourself around, coming back. So you're going to bend the right knee. So I'm just making sure I have plenty of room for baby. So you always want to have your foot pretty wide and your hands inside rather than lining up like you kind of traditionally would in traditional yoga. So the left knee is bent, right foot out to the side, and you're just going to start to take some hip circles. So again, this can be really relaxing for the low back and help to relieve a lot of pressure or pain that you can feel there. Change directions. And of course you can do these exercises for longer than I'm doing here, so I'm just making this a short practice so it's easy to turn on when you're in a hurry. But you can add this before a longer practice, or you could do these exercises for more time as well. So you're going to start to extend the right leg out straight. And again, a block could be handy here, right? If you're having a hard time hinging from the hips and folding forward a little enough so that you can put your hands down, you could have your hands on a block. You just want to get a nice stretch for the right hamstring. So tight hamstrings can also cause back pain. Tight hips generally do too, but we really don't have to worry about the hips in pregnancy. Actually, we have to worry about them getting too loose. So I tend to not focus on the hips so much in prenatal yoga, because there's really no need. Actually, you can strengthen the hips, but opening them for back pain is not a good idea. We'll change sides. So bring the right knee back. Here you could add in another round of cat-cow, but just for time's sake, we're going to switch to the other side. So bring the left foot forward. Notice how I stepped it nice and wide. My hands are way to the right side of my mat, and my left foot's way to the left side. And then I'm going to turn the back shin. Go ahead and bring myself up. I could have the block underneath the right hand. Reach the left arm over, maybe extend the left leg out, and then take nice big circles with the left arm. Change directions. And walking the hands back up towards the front. You'll bend the left knee again. You want it so that the ankle is about under the knee, although with the back knee down, if it's more comfortable to allow the weight to come forward a little bit more, you can. And then begin to take the hips in circles. The more fluidity you can bring into your practice or into your pregnancy, you're going to find the changes that come with pregnancy are a little easier to manage. And then when you do go into labor, being able to relax and kind of adapt and be fluid with it is the best advice that I ever received, and the best advice that I think I can give to other women is just try to go with it. Just try to be fluid. Start to bring the hands back, straighten the left leg out. Of course, blocks, or even sometimes a chair, right? If you're experiencing, you're at the very end of pregnancy, or maybe you're carrying multiples, or for whatever reason, it's hard to bring yourself down here, a chair can be really nice, and you can just lean into that right there. The more you flex the left toes, the deeper of a stretch you'll get into the hamstring. And then go ahead and bring the left leg back. Again, this would be another nice time to do some pelvic tilts. If you wanted to, or cat-cow. So my next favorite pose to do during pregnancy is Malasana, or garland pose. So traditionally it's done without any props, but during pregnancy it can be nice to have a block or even a wall behind you. So I'll show you the basic setup for it, and then you can kind of see what feels best for you. But this is so good for the low back. So you're going to take the feet wide, as wide as you need to. So it's kind of like you're starting in this like squat. And actually, since we're here, do some hip circles here. Feels really, really good on the low back. And this can help with a lot of back pain. If you're having upper back pain, like up in here, you'll want to watch the shoulder opener class, or I call it Mama Hunch RX, and that will open this here and strengthen you. So if you're experiencing something more in the upper back, there's another video you can watch for that. This is more specifically for low back. So you're going to start to lower yourself down. It's like a squat, like a low squat. And you can kind of walk the feet in as you need to. If the heels aren't touching, that's fine. my elbows are in front of the shins. And so if you're in your first or second trimester, or maybe even third, it just totally depends on you and your pregnancy, this might be okay. If you're laughing right now, like there's no way, you can grab a block and sit on the block, same shape, and it just gives you a little more space. It's a little easier. If you feel like, man, balancing on a block is not for you right now, grab your block and then go to a wall, and just, you can lean up against the wall, and then you don't have any fear of falling off. This pose is so nice for relieving pressure off the low back. It's another really good pose for helping to kind of just prepare for labor and delivery. I spent a lot of time in labor in this pose. And a lot of women, if you look at other cultures of women that deliver naturally, they'll actually deliver in this pose too. So just see what speaks to you. But I would watch TV like this. I'd play with my son like this. It's a comfortable pose. It's good for you, and you'll find it helps with your back a lot. So you can stay there for as long as it's comfortable. To get out, you can kind of listen to yourself. Some of you might kind of push into the legs and stand up. Other of you, you can scooch off the block and sit down. We are all going to sit down. We have one last thing we're going to do here in this short little sequence. So if you are sensitive to the block, you can put a blanket over the block to pad it. We're going to come into my next favorite pose, which is supported bridge pose. So blanket on the block if you want it for comfort. You're going to lie down on your back, and at this medium height, you're going to slide the block right underneath your low back. So it tends to be just at the top of the glutes, right above the tailbone, but you can kind of play with where it feels best for you. So this pose is an inversion that's safe to do at any trimester, and it's also a really nice way, you can just even see in this position, the weight is getting taken off your pelvis. So as the baby grows, it can be really painful and uncomfortable with all that pressure coming down onto the hips. It can cause a lot of discomfort in the low back as well. So this is a great pose to relieve that. And it's a safe way to be on your back since we're not lying flat. So you don't have to worry about that either. Of course, if something is telling you that this isn't good for you, listen to that, and you can find something different that'll work. And again, there's really no, you shouldn't stay in this pose for too long. If it's feeling good, stay here as long as you can. When I was pregnant, I would read sometimes like this if I had the luxury to do that, or listen to music, or just close my eyes and rest. When you're ready to come out of this pose, you're going to just push into the feet so you can lift your hips up, slide the block out. You can touch down flat on your back and then just come right to your side. And then if you have time, a prenatal shavasana on the side can be absolutely lovely. If you have your blanket nearby, you can roll it up and place it in between the legs. So you want it so that it would run from your knee to your ankle. And that just little extra bit of cushioning there can help to relieve some back pain too. The more blankets you have, sometimes women find that more comfortable. So you could even grab like a cushion from your pillow and put it here, and that elevation can be really nice. But so you can take this, you'd rest here for as long as you want and bring yourself up. So that's just a nice little short practice. It's really, really helpful, those movements for helping you relieve some back pain. So I hope that helps. You can find me at yoginiology.com. And if you email me at yoginiology@gmail.com, I'm always looking for class ideas, So if there's something particular that you are wanting a class for, or a special issue that you have, I would so love to help you. I'm filming videos like this pretty frequently, so get in touch with me. Let me know if this helped. Let me know if I can help you in any other way. And then just check back into yoginiology.com whenever you have a chance. There's a great community of moms and women there that would just love to meet you and hear from you. And it's just really exciting what's going on there. And it's exciting what you're doing. So keep it up. Keep up the good work. Stay strong. Stay positive. Know that there's a whole bunch of us women and moms out there that are just rooting you on and just believing that you can do it. So have a wonderful day. Namaste.